what's good everybody? This is Noah Cuz. So today I'm just going to be showing you guys how to make a Wheezy type beat. This could be something that he would make for Gunna or Lil Baby. If you want to go listen to the beat, the link will be in the description. I got a drum kit dropping in the next week or so. Be on the lookout for that. But yeah, let's just get into it. So I'm working at 117 BPM and I originally made it in A sharp minor. So basically all I have is an A sharp minor chord playing 3 times and then I go down to the D sharp. And you can see these filler notes up here are just the minor third and the minor second, just pitched up. So next I have this bell. There's obviously some halftime on there, but I'll go through the effects afterward. So for the third sound, I just wanted to use this concert harp. So the third sound is from this flute phrase library in Contact. And then finally the last sound is from Analog Lab. So I just did some basic structuring and put it into a couple 8-bar loops, and then I stemmed out the loop at the end. For effects, I just have an EQ on the piano, halftime EQ, and some reverb on the bells. Just have some EQ and reverb on the harp, and then some EQ and reverb on the flute, and then some EQ, reverb, and this mid-side stereo plugin. So after I structured the loop, I exported it, and then I put it on this mixer track, where I added the master effects, which has a isotope vinyl, just to give it some detune, virtual tape machines to give it some warmth, and then an isotope imager just to, image it how I wanted it. And then finally I pitched it up 3 semitones, and that'll sound like this. Alright, so moving on, this is the beat. I didn't end up using the structuring that I had put in the original loop. I just used the stems and structured it the way that I wanted it to. But the first sound that I added was the synth bass. This is what that sounds like. So moving into the beat, first sound I added was clap. Next I added the snare to layer with the clap. And then to give it some variation, in the last 2 bars, I had both of the middle ones hitting instead of just alternating them. So next I just have the Wheezy box. So for this hi-hat, I started out with a 2-step and then added some triplets. I made it a 4-bar pattern and I repeat that for the second 4 bars. So next I added this open hat just hitting on the 1, and I realized I didn't put one down here when I was making the beat, but it doesn't matter. So I added another open hat to give it some more bounce, and you can see that this one is on a triplet note. So just for some context, I'm going to play all of the percussion together before I show you the 808. Oh, I forgot about this other perk. I added a shaker in here. Alright, so last but definitely not least, we have the 808. And this is a very simple 808 pattern, not hitting too frequently, but not too spaced out either. The only switch up is at the end where I add in a couple triplets just to give it that bounce like the entire beat has, Another cool thing to do is to play with the velocities a little bit to get even more bounce. Like if these were all just hitting loud, I'll show you the difference. If these had all just been hitting at the same velocity, it sounds cool, but not as cool, so I just lower some to give it that bounce. But yeah, that's basically the entire beat. So for structuring out the beat, in the intro, I just took out some of the melody parts and just added the synth bass. And then it goes chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, outro. So it's super simple. In the first half of the chorus, I took out the second open hat and the shaker, and then I added them back in the second half. The first half of the verse, I took out the second open hat and the snare, and then I took out the shaker and added in the second open hat in the second half of the verse. And you can also experiment with taking out an 808 in like the last bar or something, just to like kind of leave the bounce hanging and just leave the listener waiting for something. Just a cool way to add interest to your tracks. I did that at the end of the verse as well. So fast forward to the second verse, I took out the first clap and cut the 808s for the first 2 bars. Everything else is the same. In the outro, I just have the intro repeating, and I added my tag. So yeah, that's basically the entire beat. This is super simple, but with Wheezy beats, you want to keep them simple, but just add, certain things to make them interesting. So for me, those interesting parts was this triplet 808 roll thing and the triplet bounce in the open hats. All of those together are going to make a really cool sound. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. Once again, I apologize for how long this took to come out, but I promise I'm going to be doing these weekly now. So make sure you guys comment below what you want to see next. I have a bunch of ideas, but I want to do what you guys want to hear. Drum kit's dropping in a couple weeks. Be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I'm going to let this beat play out. Thanks for watching. Peace.